Hello, this is Ollie's Movie Madness, and I'm here to talk about my TV show idea for What If. And without further ado, let's dive into it. So, much like the original show, this is going to be an anthology show. Some episodes are going to be standalone. Well, some of them are going to be multiple part episodes, like 2 or 3 parts. And the animation is still going to be the same as it was in the original show. Like, it could be self-shaded. And I always liked that animation style, so that's why I'm keeping it for this show. As for the voice cast, there could be a lot of actors. I'm not gonna explain every single one of them, but I'll explain a few of them. So Q Kwan, Jude Law, Harrison Ford, Daniel Bruhl, Javier Bardem, Jeffrey Rush, Gary Oldman, Mark Hamill, Pedro Pascal, Idris Elba, Willem Dafoe, Liev Schreiber, who else? Christoph Waltz, Bill Skarsgård, and Louis Pullman, and Michael Fassbender, and the cast of Stranger Things. So those are the actors so far that I really want to use. Oh, and Paul Rudd, my favorite actor of all time. Can't forget about him. And Jeffrey Wright, who voices the Watcher. He's gonna come back. As for the episode, they're the live episodes. Without spoiling, I'm not gonna go too much in depth, but I am gonna mention some of them. What If Short Round controlled President Ross instead of the leader? That one I written really well. That screenplay was really fun to write because, the idea of Short Round coming back as the villain, messing with Indiana Jones' mind over the phone, telling him to turn to the Red Hulk, has a lot of potential, especially the line he says after he says, "We can fix this." He said, "You cheat, Dr. Jones," and then he chucked the phone away. Like, that scene will probably have people laughing. What if Cersei betrayed the Eternals? That one's really interesting because that one is me fixing the Eternals movie. Because the one thing I never liked about that movie, Black Knight was completely boring. Dane Whitman was so forgettable, so bland, so I'm fixing him. As for that 2-part finale with the Guardians fighting Pitch Black and the Void, that could be really good. That could be an awesome 2-parter. And if you ever want to see Pitch Black and the Void team up, aka Jude Law and Javier Bardem, then you will not be disappointed because you get everything in that movie. You get darkness, jokes, and a lot of emotional stuff. And the thing about this show is that it doesn't really have, like, if you think about it from an emotional point of view, it doesn't have many jokes. I mean, there are jokes in it. Like, season 1, I'll say season 1 is mostly lighthearted. There's some jokes, but if you notice, like, season 2 I've been writing for, especially with the Salazar episode with Javier Bardem, without spoiling, that episode is really sad, especially by the third act. Without spoiling, Salazar does something that's really sad but really heroic. And that is probably going to be the best episode out of all the episodes I have written. And I think a lot of people will watch it because Javier Bardem can never give a bad performance as Captain Salazar. The one with Death, with Wolverine, without spoiling that one's like really sad. I'm thinking maybe Benicio del Toro as Death, like the wolf from Puss in Boots, like the one with the 2 sickles. That's the character that could be the main villain. Kyros, he could be the villain, and what if Kyros killed Mufasa instead of Scar? So that is really that was a tremendous episode to write. I think a lot of people like that episode, but I think a lot of people like more the emotional moments. Like, there are jokes, as I already said, without spoiling the Cersei episode with the Eternal, there is a Back to the Future reference. And if you're a fan of that iconic quote from the third movie, you will definitely find it funny. And getting back to Jude Law and Javier Bardem, Law still hammers it up as Pitch Black. I'm going to just say that right now. But he's the jokester of the two. Because Jude Law cracks jokes, Javier Bardem just gives a do you take anything serious look? Because The Void is not funny, although I guess I can spoil one quote from the episode. When Pitch Black is torturing the Guardians, Jamie tells them to stop, and then Jude Law goes like, don't worry, Jamie, I won't kill them. They're past Will. And if you've seen Stuart Little 2, you know exactly where that line is from. But yeah, Jude Law and Javier Bardem are the villains, and that is going to be really awesome. There's an episode with Joe Costa. That one's really awesome. That one also gives you a more comic accurate interpretation of, I say, like, Joe Costa, Mr. Sinister, and Q Quad could be in that episode too, and Vision, and one Mad Max character, and that's going to be really awesome. Of course, I'm still writing the episode. I'm still thinking of writing the episode where Joker saves Christmas, which sounds pretty screwed up, but it's an interesting idea. I guess that would be the closest thing you'll ever get to Joker having a change of heart, which is not saying much because Joker is still a psycho. So even if he did save Christmas, he'll still go back to Arkham Asylum, despite him trying to be good. There's one with the Inhumans, which was the second episode of season 1. And there's just a lot of ideas I have, and again, I think people would praise Bardem and Jude Law, Mads Mikkelsen, all the performances. And I'm thinking of doing episodes with the Dune characters, so that's gonna be really awesome. Just need to figure out like which episodes for them I want to write for, because like there's one where they fight Ultron with the Avengers, there's one with the X-Men, which that's gonna be awesome. And I had this great What If episode called What if Magneto sacrificed himself instead of Iron Man in Endgame? So that would be really interesting, because I like Wanda, but if you had Magneto, it would be really accurate to the comics, because she is actually Magneto's daughter in the comics, which that's really interesting. And I think a lot of people like the show, because I'm not going to rely on really poorly and really bad MCU jokes. There are jokes that I already stated, but if you really think about it, for what I've written from season 2 is kind of dark. Like, there's jokes in those episodes, but it's mostly a dramatic season. I will do a few comedy What If episodes here and there, but I want to keep it consistent. But, like, everything could be awesome. The jokes, the voice acting, the effects, the dialogue, the action sequences, the cast, it could be amazing. So, that's going to be it for my pitch for my What If TV show idea. Hope you guys enjoy, and I really hope this show becomes a reality. I might make a run for 4 or 5 seasons, or maybe even 9 seasons, depends on how good the show runs with ratings. I might take it to Amazon Prime, or maybe Netflix. It really depends on what I want to do with this show in terms of like streaming it. So that's gonna be it for my TV show idea for What If. Hope you guys enjoyed.